All right, Tuesday Night Live with Eastern Outdoors Media. We're kicking it off. Our good buddy, our main dude and boss man is not here tonight, but Josh and I are here. We're going to kick things off, and we'll wait for some people to jump on with us. We got a little late start. We had basketball practice tonight. We had cheer and tumbling. Josh is getting home from work and getting dinner, finishing up dinner with his wife and son, and it's been a busy one. It's been a busy Tuesday today.
Well, the good news is without John here, that just means we actually get to speak tonight. So,
hey, it opens it up. It opens it up. Our good buddy. We hope he's able to get back on here with us next week.
Yeah, man, there's a lot going on right now, dude. I feel like it seems like the election and everything's going on, and then you got NFL football, deer season just ended. There's a lot going on right now.
Yeah, a ton going on. Jimmy, continue prayers, buddy. I hope you're doing well and hope you got good news today. With your check in and check up, continue prayers, my friend. Hey, Christian, how's it going, buddy? Yeah, actually, I won't be here next week. Me and the fam are heading to Disney on Saturday, so I'll be gone
next week.
Yeah, we're leaving Saturday at about 10 a.m. and heading down there. We're going to be down there.
How long y'all staying?
Saturday through Sunday. So we're going to be down there for about a week and a day or so.
What's up, Josh? Michael Powers. He said, "What's going on, guys? Got a guy trapping where we deer hunt, and he's caught 4 coyotes and 2 bobcats already." So
great start. Start.
That's an incredible start. Speaking of trapping, have you put any traps out yet?
Yeah, we had some traps out. So John and I talked about this a little bit last week, but I had a few. We started with some traps out, and we caught 3 raccoons and 2 possums. But then my grandma, they put her in hospice, and she's living with my uncle down on his farm, and unfortunately, she needs 24-hour, 24/7 care.
Wow.
So he had to go pull all the traps because he couldn't check them every day.
I got
so we're once we get our bearings, I think we're going to try to get back after it. But Jimmy, I see you said great news. I love it, man. Great, glad to hear it. Congratulations on the great news, and we'll just continue to pray for your health and now the rehabilitation of getting through that. So great news, buddy. Glad to hear it.
Yeah. So are you sad that deer season is officially over?
Yeah, dude, it's I mean, now you're kind of getting to the and especially with the temperatures of this great for coyote hunting, but with the temperatures getting the way they're getting, and then it's kind of like, work's been busy, kids have been busy with sports, and so it's been hard for me to get out and do any coyote hunting of in things that you should be doing right now. I've not been able to get out and do just yet, but yeah, it's definitely going to be time to get out and coyote hunt. I'm going to try to make some time for that because I definitely need to knock a few down. That's for sure.
Yeah, I got to figure out exactly what I need to get because I'm going to trap on the farm this year. So it's literally nothing but, dude, there's like a pack. I don't know if you call it a pack or what of coons that are, dude, there's like, dude, I bet there's 10 of them at one time and my corn is gone. Like that. So I don't know whether I need to get like some what are they called? The dog proofs.
Yep.
The dog.
That's what you need.
And what? So let me ask you this: why would I get? So I can't remember what the traps are called. I guess like the live traps where they walk through and then they're stuck in there and they're alive.
Yeah. So those are kind of like the little box traps.
Why would I buy one of those? Like, why would I get one of those compared to a dog proof? Because I'm sorry guys, but if a raccoon gets trapped, I'm not setting it free somewhere else. I'm going
to
take care of it. So it's like, what is there an advantage to using one over the other?
I've never really used the actual box traps. I just use the Duke dog proof traps, and man, they're phenomenal. I love them.
Did you call it? Huh?
Yeah, they're so easy to use, man. They're just so easy, and then putting the bait in there. And with the raccoons that you've had on your place, and you kind of know where they're at, all you got to do is put a little bait out there and just get to checking them daily. You're going to catch some. Okay. You can even put your trail camera on them as soon as it goes off, you'll know that you need to go check them. But that's good stuff. I love those Duke dog proof traps. They're amazing.
I think that's what I'm going to end up getting. I'm going to get me a couple of those, and then plus our neighbors on the farm, they have horses, and they were telling me that possums carry a disease that they can end up giving to horses, I guess through their urine. So when they I can't remember what it's called exactly, but they told me, they was like, dude, if you will trap all of the possums and get rid of them, because it's supposedly extremely dangerous. I can't remember what it's called. I'll have to ask them. But
I've been successful catching raccoons, possums, and skunks in the dog proof traps.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, all three. You can catch all three in those dog proofs. Yeah.
So Christian said, what's everyone using for calling coyotes? Man, for me, I personally I've only coyote hunted I don't know, 2 or 3 times, and that was with other people. And the people that I was hunting with, they were using Fox Pros. That's what they were using. They were setting up Fox Pros, and I mean, they kind of live and die by that. So, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, what's his name from Fox Pro?
Josh Collins or John Collins.
John Collins. John Collins uses them, and he is like the king of predator hunting, man, and he uses it religiously. So, and I'm sure there's different things you can use, but I feel like if I was coyote hunting, that's what I would end up using.
Yeah, and they're kind of getting into their mating season here down the stretch into, as we get later into January and early February. It's going to be that mating season. So, using some sequences of howls and different coyote sounds, just howling and things of that nature will pull you one in. Then obviously the go-to, if you're looking for an early morning, one that might be hunting, is a rabbit distress call. That's been successful for us.
Is this like the rut for deer season? It's like they just go wild.
Yeah, it's we're getting there to where they're going to be up moving around trying to find a mate and things of that nature. So it's probably not as like, what you're thinking as far as like deer rut, but it is. I mean, you're going to be able to. They're going to be more susceptible to like coming into different sounds that a coyote would make. So if you're using that Fox Pro and you're using different calls and different sounds that sound like another dog, you'll get a good. If one's nearby, it'll come in and check for sure. Because it's definitely that time of year. I'm gonna catch up on some comments. Christian said, "Nice, man. You all driving or flying? We're flying. This is our second time. I was talking about going to Disney. We're leaving Saturday with the family. My kids have been there once. They were 5, 4, and 1 at the time, and now they are 10, 9, and 6. So looking forward to it. Should be a lot of fun. We're gonna be there.
Flying?
We're gonna fly. Yeah.
Dude, I hate flying so much. Just me personally, I would rather deal with the drive.
I get it. I get that. Yeah, that's for sure. I just wanted it to be a quick trip as far as getting down there. Sure. So, Hey, Brad, how's it going, buddy? Hey, I know you got you a nice buck up there in Michigan, so congratulations, and I hope you had a great deer season. Joe, that's true. Not true duck and goose season. Perfect weather for that stuff. If you've got a good place to go and you know where some are. That is not something I know. I do not have a good place to go, and I've not seen many. I've seen wood ducks on my uncle's place, but that's about it. We don't see a whole lot of ducks or geese on his place.
Yeah.
But from what I've seen, the people that locally, at least around me, the people that go duck and goose hunting, they're having a hard time. They don't see a lot of birds, but this is definitely the weather to get out there after them. That's for sure. A little bit of crow. Yeah, I saw a video of somebody crow hunting earlier today, actually. We finally should be out ice fishing, but the end of the week, thankfully. Yeah, Brad, that sounds good. I've never done that before. That sounds like a lot of fun. Josh, have you ever ice fished?
If you consider, you can actually go watch the video. I think it's on our Facebook or YouTube. But I went up to Peabody, and they had stocked trout like the week before.
Yeah.
And it was cold like it is right now, like freezing, dude. And I went up there, and this lake, they call it a lake. It's really like a half the size of a pond is what it is. And dude, it was completely frozen, like completely frozen. So in the video, I get in my kayak just to break up the ice off the water. You've probably seen it. and I literally paddled from one side to like halfway across, turned back around, got out, and then I still couldn't cast because the ice was just chopped up into bits. So every time I cast, I'd lose a lure in the ice. So I waited until like 12 o'clock, and it had just melted enough where I could go back and fish, and I ended up catching a limited trout. So if you want to consider it, I mean, there was ice and I was fishing. So if you want to, I'll say, yeah, I've ice fished before.
I remember you doing that. You had an absolute blast. You got out there. You caught a lot of trout. That was really cool when you did it. I think it was around January. What, mid-January is when you did that?
It was, I think, December or January, because they usually stock around right now. So I actually in Eastern Kentucky, in Harlan, there's a small lake, called I can't remember the name of the lake, but I went up there in the snow, pouring the snow, caught a limited trout, and then I came back. I killed a deer there, killed an 8-pointer, caught a limited trout, drove back to Western Kentucky, and went up to Peabody and done that. So it was a good year.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, I'm going to catch up on some more comments here.
Yeah.
What's up, fellas? 3 coons and a mink here in London. That's a good start. Excellent. Love to hear it. Those box cages are specifically for live release. That's kind of what I thought. That's why I don't have one. I've never really planned on relocating. I just, getting rid of, and I'm trying to work on, tanning hides myself. That's obviously a hard thing to do in a learning process. But anytime I've gotten a raccoon, I've tried to like skin it out really good, be really thorough, and then so I'm working on it. I'm trying to practice and get better at stuff like that. Where do you get those traps? That I like to check out North American Trapper, our good buddy Alan Probst. That's his company and his website. He's an absolute guru in trapping in the field of trapping. He traps for a lot of specifically Cuz Strickland, who's a big turkey hunter. A lot of you all probably know who Cuz Strickland is.
I put the URL down there in the comments. If you go check it out, go to North American Trapper. Their stuff they're good, and he's a really good dude.
He's awesome.
Yeah, he's a great dude.
Yep. So that's where we've ordered our traps from North American Trapper. He's also got a really cool dispatch gun, and they've got a lot of scent and stuff that they sell as well. But he's super good dude. If you don't know Alan or you don't know his story, he actually played in the minor leagues for the New York Mets during the era of Mike Piazza. So it's tough to break into the major leagues when you're behind Mike Piazza, but Alan was a great baseball player, and now he's just full blown trapper, man. He gets after it. I love it.
He said so. It's crazy. He told us a story, and I would love to have him on so he could tell it again. But he had some injuries. I think he was up in Montreal, if I'm not mistaken, or he had I don't know if he got traded or if he was just playing up in Montreal or what it was. Had some injuries, and he literally just out of nowhere decided, I'm going to take this money that I have and I'm going to go just put everything into trapping. And now he is exactly where he is today. It's crazy. He's good at what he does, man. He really is. He's just, and his buddy too, I can't remember his name. He's always with him. He played baseball as well. He played in the major leagues, but both of them are just down to earth guys, man. Down to earth. Yeah. Rob, Sennett, that's what I'm going to say. I apologize if I pronounced that wrong. I made the mistake of not wrapping my wire from a dog proof around a tree well enough, and one actually limped off with the trap. The only benefit to a full box trap, I guess. Yeah, I guess that's something John Stepp would have to do, because John is the type of person that would do that. 100% would a coon would take off with his trap. I could totally see that happening to John.
Those raccoons, man, they figure things out pretty quick. If you don't have it fastened, or you don't have it, if you've picked the wrong tree, or there's not a lot of branches that go up that would stop the raccoon from going up, because I've seen that happen. I've actually had one get pretty far up a cedar tree that it just kind of like pulled the cord that I had around the tree. It actually pulled it pretty high up the tree. My uncle luckily was able to get there, but it shredded. What it did was as it was climbing, it was shredding the branches, like that was stopping it from going up. That tree was all tore up when we got there. It was crazy. That raccoon was trying to get out. Yep. He was trying to go up over.
I've never seen it before. I've heard it before, but I've heard of even like coyotes getting caught in a trap and even chewing their leg off to get out of the trap. Now I don't know how true that is, but I've heard that that's a thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, so Heartland Hunter possums carry a parasite. I'm not even going to pronounce that. It's spread through their scat and in hay and feed. It causes EPM in horses, equine protozoal, and I'm not going to try that word either. But yeah, that doesn't sound good. So
okay, I was actually sitting here googling what Britt was talking about EPM. So I guess that's what they were. He's talking about that disease that's transmitted over to horses. But yeah, dude, it's a killer. It really is. I think they had one horse, and the horse that it was like had won like national barrel races and ended up getting it, and it was just detrimental, man. I felt really bad. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, that the horse actually has recovered and it's doing really well. So, yes, Britt, it is High Splint Lake. I cannot remember the name of it, but dude, that lake has massive bass in it. And I'm sure Britt already knows, but the state record was caught there by a dude I went to school with, Mark. I can't remember his last name, but he caught the state record there. And dude, John said, I didn't see any big ones when I was there, but when I was trout fishing, I caught some small largemouth. But John went during the spawn, and he said, dude, he could just see footballs swimming around.
Yeah,
could not get them to bite. Couldn't get them to bite.
That always sucks when you see them like that and they don't hit at all.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the worst.
Loman, what's up, dude? Hey, I want to shout out to Loman real quick, man, because he has put in some work this past year, and he's got some classes coming up. I can't remember. Loman, if you can, in the comments, put where your hunter's education classes are that are coming up. I think the last I'd seen, you had some open slots for the classes, but man, Loman has put some real work in this year for the outdoors and is doing a lot for the community. So, dude, huge shout out to him and just everything that he is doing.
Yeah, he's busting his tail, doing things for people and the public and the hunting, just the hunting in Kentucky. So, appreciate your service, Loman, and all the stuff that you're working toward for folks in Western Kentucky.
Let's see. Josh Teeter sent me a picture.
Jimmy, I saw that you asked a question. Have you ever used a no-plow food plot? Yeah, I definitely have. I've used some of the Whitetail Imperial different no-plows that they've had. And usually what I do when I try to prepare the ground there is I just cut our grass, or wherever I'm going to put that food plot, I cut it really short, whether I bush hog it or just go in there. And I've even weed eated like an acre area just with a weed eater. I've gone through and just getting it really low, and then I just go through and I broadcast and make sure that it's kind of at a moist time, like spring or even like a frost situation where you get in March, where if it's a frost, you see frost seed and stuff like that. And I've had them come up pretty good. I try to focus on I get clover to come in well like that, to where you don't have to till and it's a little bit less work. I just make sure the ground's well cleared. We did that up at John's place. Where we didn't, it was up in the woods, and we cleared up the woods where his. Oh
yeah, it actually ended up producing pretty decently. I mean, it wasn't crazy, but it did really well. It did.
Yeah.
It did a lot of deer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it did really well.
Good stuff.
Michael Thomas, this is one of my buddies from Fort Bragg that I met in the Army. Good buddy of mine. You need to come down to Kentucky and go bass fishing with me, dude. There's an extra bedroom waiting on you, dude. Come on down whenever you're ready.
Thank you for your service, Michael.
Micah Severs. Again, my apologies if I said it wrong. So what actually happens with the coyotes, if not using offset jaws, sometimes even with them, the paw will go numb, and as they chew at the trap, they will unintentionally chew on the foot as well and spit out. Another issue that is easy to avoid is them wrenching off. Make sure the traps have proper swivels and won't get tangled. They need to be able to roll and turn with the trap and not get it bound up. These will help prevent those issues. Appreciate the info, Micah. That makes complete sense.
Yep, that's terrific information.
And then, you know, John's not here tonight. So, well, before I talk about a little bit of fishing, if I think right now it says we have 38 people watching, there has to be at least one Eagles or Cowboys fan out of those 38 that are watching tonight. So I hope you're doing all right after this past weekend, the playoff games. So hope you're I hope you're doing all right.
Honestly, both of those just real. You know, if we're jumping into that real quick, really surprised that both of those organizations just absolutely fell flat, and it's very bizarre because those were a couple of the best teams in the NFL this year, and it just the man.
Yeah, the Eagles losing didn't surprise me. Like
Well,
that
they've
one,
been tanking.
because they ended the season 1-5.
Yeah,
I'm not surprised on that one. The Cowboys, I'm not surprised because they do this every single year, but I am surprised because they had no business losing that game. They had no business losing that game.
not that one.
Yeah, a wild card game. There's no reason. No reason.
And Green Bay's not good. That's just me. I don't think they're that good.
Yeah,
They showed it though.
yeah, I agree. I didn't think it was going to happen, but they put it on them. John Gray says, Detroit Lions, baby. Hey, we'll see what happens, man. They play the Buccaneers. If old Baker Mayfield can keep doing what he's doing, they might have a shot at upsetting them. You never know. I don't see it happening, but never know.
Yeah.
Ryan Centers, back to hunting and fishing. My apologies. I had to bring it up because I work with some Eagles fans, man, and they're really good dudes, but they're like die-hard Eagles fans. And I remember on Friday I asked one of them, I said, I said, I think it's going to be a tough game against the Buccaneers. And he said, oh, it's easy. Easy. So it wasn't too easy.
Yeah, I get it.
Ryan Centers said he's ready to hit some rivers and pay lakes, reeling some big blues and flatheads. You know, man, I would like to I've never been to a pay lake before. When I was younger, I used to catfish all the time. Like all the time. We would go like every Friday and Saturday night. We would get chicken liver and go up to the Martins Fork Dam in Harlan, Kentucky. And they stock there every year. And I'm telling you, we would go there. There's 4 or 5 of us would go. And together we catch 80, 90, 100 catfish in one night. We wouldn't leave. We'd get there when it was dark, and we would leave when the sun was coming up. And dude, it was so. I mean, they wasn't this. You know, they weren't real big cat. You catch like a 3-pounder every 10 or 15 fish. They weren't real big, but dude, it was so much fun.
Yeah.
But I've never caught a blue before. I've never caught a blue.
Really?
I never have. Nope.
That's interesting. I've caught blue. I've caught channel, and I've caught flathead. Flatheads, man, they fight. Those suckers fight, man. Yep. They're hungry.
They do. It's John Gray, Martin Fork. It's a great place to fish. It is, man. Well, I can't say too much about the actual lake itself, bass fishing, because that's mainly all I do now. But from what all my buddies tell me back home and videos and stuff, it's supposed to be a very good place to even bass fish. I know. I think his last name is Burkhart. He always catches some really big fish out there. So
yeah. So Loman posted just a couple comments, kind of his schedule there that you asked for, just above in the comments there.
Oh, did he?
Yep.
Let me see. Let me get it pulled up. Here we go. So Loman said February 10th, I have a regular class, 8 to 2. Then I have a range day class from the ones who have taken the online class. It's 2:30 to 3. Location is Olive Branch Baptist Church in Hanson, Kentucky. So if you go, let me see where Hanson, Kentucky is. I have no idea.
I bet you have, Loman. Loman said he's been taking a beating trying to get sponsors to the Hopkins County Sportsman Outdoor Expo August 2nd. We appreciate your hard work, man. It's not easy to get all that stuff organized. I know it's not. We're not even doing as big as events like that as you are, and just putting some small things together that we do. It's definitely a lot of work.
Okay, I see here. So he said he's got a regular class on the 10th, 8 to 2, and then he's got a range day What day is that? And I have a range day for the ones who take my online class. Maybe. Oh, okay. It's the same day.
Yep.
Same day from 2:30 to 3 at the Olive Branch Baptist Church. So Hanson, Kentucky it's northeast of Lake Barkley, Kentucky Lake. It's near Madisonville, not too far from there. So if you're out like Western Kentucky, centralish Kentucky, not central Kentucky, I wouldn't say, but like Bowling Green West or like Evansville and Indiana South, that area, if you're looking to go to a hunter's ed class, it's a great opportunity. Or if you just need the range day to go down and shoot a little bit.
Absolutely. One of the things that I need to get to do, and we wanted to talk about trapping and a little bit of small game hunting, is I need to do a little bit more rabbit hunting. And I was going to ask, if anybody that's watching, have you been rabbit hunting, and what are the rabbit numbers you're seeing? I'm just curious. If anybody's been rabbit hunting, let us know. Let us know some of the rabbit numbers you're seeing, maybe the success that you've had. Now, I'm going to say this: when I rabbit hunt, I don't have any rabbit dogs. So literally, we are just kind of walking together, going through brush, and we're kicking it, and we take turns kicking it, or we take items or objects, whether it be rocks, and we literally roll it into the brush to kick the rabbit up. So we're kind of going old school, no dogs, just trying to thrash up some stuff ourselves. And we went a couple weeks ago during the Christmas holiday, and we killed, I think we killed 3 or 4 rabbits out of. So we killed 3 rabbits out of 4, seeing 4. So 3 out of 4 without dogs. I felt it was pretty successful. So
I was about to ask you how you do that.
Yeah, that's how we do it. We just go in, we take turns kicking stuff, and literally, so there was one time where we threw a big rock into a big pile, and they took off running, and it's just like there he goes, just like you would a dog, if you see one kick up. But yeah, the rocks do it.
My uncle, he would go back and forth. He always had dogs, and he was an excellent coon hunter, and he was an excellent rabbit hunter. And he would go like 2 or 3 years of coon hunting, and then he'd sell all of his dogs, and then he'd buy beagles, and he'd do nothing but rabbit hunting for like 2 or 3 years, sell those, and go back to coon hunting. And he would just go do back and forth. That's forth. Cool. And now his son Kyle does the exact same thing, like identical. He'll do 2 or 3 years, and then 2 or 3 years. So Micah said, I haven't been rabbit hunting, but with this snow while setting traps today, we saw tons of rabbit tracks everywhere. So, Sweet. Yeah, man, it's time to get out and do that. I was going to ask you, though, how you all did it, because I went with my uncle several times, and it was, there it is, but it was with the dog barking right behind it. So I'm like, how do you do it without dogs?
It's so you're working, man. You're working your butt off just to kick some up, and it's definitely interesting. I mean, you got to be. We're pretty aggressive. We try to jump in there. Sometimes we'll really crash into some thick, nasty stuff and kick them up, and we're just we see where it goes, and if the guy on the outside gets the shot, that's who it is. But and then we just try to rotate. Because the guy that goes in, you're pretty much not going to be the guy that gets that shot. So you kind of just have to accept that you're taking one for the team, basically.
So what you're saying is when you go rabbit hunting with the Collinses, if you're inviting someone, you really need to make sure that you trust them and know what they're doing.
You need to send me in there because I'm the one that kicks them all up, and my cousin John kills them all. So it's usually me that's really good at kicking them up.
Yeah, so. I don't know. Hey, I love my brother more than anything, but I don't know if I would trust him, me going in and scaring rabbits out and then shooting. I don't know if I'd trust him. I don't know if I would.
You do that kind of hunting, especially without the dogs. You do got to be. We just make sure we're really aware where each other. We're always yelling, hollering. I'm over here or I'm this way, and we make sure we're within eyesight of one another.
Right.
And we wear our orange and stuff. So we've never really had any major close calls or anything like that. So it's good. And luckily where we hunted in Owen County, and honestly, man, these rabbits were in small hedges and small patches of brush. They weren't, so we walked through some really thick, super nasty stuff that was like thick and nasty everywhere.
Yeah.
We didn't really notice kicking anything up in that, but anytime we hit like a solo, like a thick solo patch of something, and then there was open field around it, that's where we were kicking up rabbits. It was kind of weird. I actually expected to be opposite, but as soon as we hit some of that brush pile that was surrounded in short grass, as soon as we would hit that, man, they take off running, and that's how we killed them. Is we were kicking them up in kind of the open, essentially.
So Micah Severs says, Loma Scarborough, no problem, man, and good luck. This organization here, I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm sorry, but this organization is they're nonprofit. Our mission statement is helping youth enjoy and learn about the outdoors, from hunting and fishing to trapping, survival, and even things like plant and tree identification and metal detecting. So it sounds like him and Loman are going to kind of link up. And I know Loman had mentioned maybe his having issues finding sponsors and stuff. So Mike, I appreciate you putting that out there for Loman, man. I really do.
That's good stuff.
Yeah. Josh Teeter said the rabbit population seems to be down a little bit this year, but managed to kill 9 yesterday in the bad weather. It makes for about 60 for the year.
Wow. So Josh,
go ahead.
Just with the number, like that 60 number, how many times have you hunted, and how much hours have you spent just rabbit hunting? I'd be curious to kind of like see, are you hunting for a lot and it's taken a long time to get to that 60, or has it been pretty? I mean, obviously 9 yesterday's that's a good number.
Right.
At least, yeah. That's like I said, I don't have dogs, and when we go, typically we only get about 2 or 3 rabbits. So it's not, we're not slaying them or nothing. It's just,
right. He said population seems to be down, but managed to kill 9 yesterday.
That's a good
I'm thinking that seems like it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not a rabbit hunter, but
that's the fun thing. And there'll be people that can really speak more to this, but like my grandpa would always tell me stories, and it seems like back in the day there were more rabbits, and they're just not as many as there used to be. And I think there's been a lot of debate about why, disease and things of that nature. The coyotes obviously more prominent. But my grandpa would always tell me stories about just kicking up, 40 and 50 rabbits a day. And it's just not like that anymore. So it's interesting to hear those stories.
It's weird, just the whole cycle of wildlife in general, man, because Eastern Kentucky, where I grew up, I remember guys telling me when they were teenagers, and I'm talking about like 40, 50-year-old men, they had never seen turkeys in Eastern Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
Had never seen them. And then, turkey season got really, really good when I first started hunting when I was like 15, 16 years old. Yep. And now it's back to where, like, turkeys are obviously still there. But now it's like it went from when I was like 15 to really good to now it's kind of like people weren't tagging out like they usually do. People weren't, and I'm specifically talking about Eastern Kentucky. But I just think it's crazy, man, how like it's for instance, like Tennessee River, for instance, like all your TVA lakes, like Kentucky Lake got really bad for a long time. And then Kentucky Lake's on the rise. And now they say, while Kentucky Lake was awful, Chickamauga was on fire.
Mm-hmm.
But now Chickamauga's, from what I've heard, isn't doing too well. And now Kentucky Lake is like thriving. So it's like a cycle, man. It's
cyclical. Yep.
I'm not no scientist or biologist, but I don't know, man. It's just crazy how it works. I seen a comment a while ago. I'm trying to find where it was at. It was John Gray.
See if I can help you.
Oh, here it is. Where is a good place to catch skipjack in Kentucky? So, John, I remember earlier you said something about Martin's Fork. So if you're in Eastern Kentucky, I don't know how much this is going to help you, but in Western Kentucky, Kentucky Lake, I seen pictures of a dude last week. They were smallmouth fishing, and they caught like 10 or 12 smallmouth. They got on the school, and then out of nowhere, the dude catches like a massive skipjack, and then they were catching them left and right. There's also a place down in Cumberland City, Tennessee, which is about probably an hour and a half from Hopkinsville, where I live. And people, if you go there right now, they'll go to the steam plant down there. I know guys that drive from like Indiana, Ohio, and everything just to come down here to catch skipjack for the year. They'll go to the steam plant. If you go down there, the banks will just be wind up with people shoulder to shoulder because you can just cast out there. And every cast, you'll catch one. Like every single cast, you'll catch one, and people will catch them. I don't know if there's even a limit. I don't think there is, but you'll catch as many as you can. Fill your coolers full, and most of the time they'll stay there for like a weekend to catch as many as they can for their catfishing trips and stuff. So the Cumberland City Steam Plant is a great place right now to go catch them.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Let's see. Let's get caught up. I think we are pretty much caught up on the comments here.
Micah said habitat and hawks are the main reasons for the change in rabbit and quail mounts. Bobcats and foxes will kill more rabbits and coyotes, and we are seeing more of those than ever. Yeah, I'd say that's true. We are seeing a lot of bobcats. We're not seeing a ton. We're not seeing a ton around my uncle's place, but I do know a few people that I've gotten some recent trail cam pictures of bobcats in his area, so I know they're there. And they're becoming more prominent. That's for sure.
Yep. John Gray said he lives in Knox County. Gary and Jackie Kite. Excuse me, guys. I've got like something going on in the back of my throat, and it's killing me. But Gary and Jackie Kite, throw anything silver and crank it fast. Yes, if you do that, you will catch them 100%. Gary, I know you live out in Eastern Tennessee. Where is a place that John Gray could probably go and catch some skipjack? Because I'm pretty sure you live decently close to that area, to Knox County.
Yeah, that wouldn't be too far of a haul, I don't think.
So Mike, is it? I know we're talking like deer season just ended. Deer season just ended. We're getting into trapping season. Is it too early to start talking about turkey season?
Ain't no way, not at all. Because for me, the trapping ties into the turkeys because that's my motivation for wanting to get into trapping. So it kind of blends the conversation for me. Yep. And I've got a trip coming up that's a little sooner than our turkey season, so I'm pretty jacked about that. So I'm getting pumped, man.
I'm pumped for turkey season, especially with the farm this year. I had a great deer season. I killed my buck off the farm. My son killed a buck and a doe off the farm. And I've seen turkeys every single sit this year. Every single sit this year. Even during rifle season. In the cold, well, it wasn't freezing cold. It really wasn't that cold during rifle season this year. But, dude, I've seen turkeys every single time. Every time. Gary, I agree. Mike agrees. It's never too early to talk turkey. Never.
Nope. Fact is, we'll go ahead and plug. We have a turkey camp planned for the opening weekend of turkey season at Daniel Boone National Forest down toward Moorhead. We're going to camp at Twin Knobs Campground. We did it last year. It's a lot of fun. If you want to join, kind of keep that in the back of your mind. We'll have a sign-up sheet, I'm sure, sooner rather than later. But actually the next comment down here, the first comment that just popped up, I love that conversation too. But I'm excited about turkey season and plan on hearing more about that camp.
Oh yeah, dude. For John, was it John Gray? Was that his name? John Gray? Okay, John. So if you see here where Gary said they catch them on the clinch in the spring on the stripe run, so that makes a lot of sense out on the Clinch River. So if you go out there, I think striper run, it's in the springtime. So if you go out there, you're going to be able to catch them on the clinch. So yeah. Like Gary said, it's never too early. Never too early. So, dude, I'm pumped for turkey season. I am. I'm as many turkeys as I've seen on my property this past year and on camera. And my cameras, I don't even want to talk about it because it makes me mad. If y'all have had issues out of Moultrie cameras, please let me know because I've had an issue where they started off great at the beginning of the year, but one of them, if it takes pictures at night, it's nothing but a black screen. And then both of the cameras, even with lithium batteries, however you said, alkaline or whatever it is, batteries, cheap batteries, I've tried everything. My cameras will die within 2 to 3 days. It doesn't matter what kind of batteries I use. I've even used the one sold by Moultrie. It dies within 2 to 3 days. It drives me crazy. I've even got a brand new camera. Same thing. So I got to figure that out. But if you had issues with it, let me know. Kind of talking about turkey camp too a little bit more. Gary said that him and Caleb are going to be there. I plan on being there. Actually, I just got a picture earlier today, and they're actually moving the lumber over to my property. So they're about to start framing my house and
Sweet.
and doing the plumbing. So here's what I'm afraid of, Mike. So turkey camp, I think is it the are we doing it the first weekend?
Pretty sure. Yep.
First weekend. But here's my problem. If I'm in that, and I don't think it'll happen, but if something happens and I'm moving in my house in April, there's no way I'm going to be able to come to turkey camp. There's just no way.
Yeah.
But if it's in May, I will 100% be there this year. I will make it because I'm not letting you down again, Mike.
I appreciate it. Hey, that was a letdown last year.
I know, and I'm not going to let you down this year. I promise. If I'm not moving into my house, I will be at turkey camp.
Let's go.
I will be. I promise. Let's
love
see.
Real
Loman
quick.
says, go ahead.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, you go ahead. Read that one.
I was going to say, Loman said, I've got permission to hunt a new farm for turkeys. I'm very excited. It's about an hour drive east of me. I'm excited. Loman, just let me know if you need someone to help you. Give me a call, and I'll come help you hunt that place. But
Sure.
It's exciting to hunt a new place. I agree, man. It's even like the farm this year. It's not a massive farm that I'm hunting, but just the change of scenery and seeing deer every single sit and having deer that I'm tracking all year was so much fun. I had invested so much time into deer season. I still love hunting public. I killed a public land button buck this year. Very proud to say that. But it was just so much fun, dude. Tracking your own property, your own deer, managing your own like little herd of. It was just so much fun.
Yeah, it does. You end up becoming you almost become addicted to the preparation.
I was obsessed, dude. I was obsessed. It was every day. I would wake up at 3 a.m. checking my cameras.
Yeah,
like dude, I would wake up at like 3 a.m. and I would look at my phone and I'd say, "Oh crap!" And I would start looking. And most of the time, that 13 pointer would be staying, and that's what kills me too. My cameras are dead. I can't keep them alive, and I've not seen that 13 pointer since November. So there's a good chance he's probably dead, but then there's also a good chance he's not because
never know.
My cameras have been dead. What do you do?
Yeah. So real quick, I wanted to mention this comment. We catch our limit of bobcat quickly and see plenty more after that and have to either swap properties to avoid them, or we will just pull out of Kentucky and head to Tennessee and hit the cats again. That's awesome. We definitely do not, at least I don't see evidence of them up in the Grant County, Kenton County. We have them, but the population is not like that to where you would run into them or catch them so often in a trap that you're having problem, like you're catching too many. So that's definitely not an issue for where I live, but they are around, and I'm looking forward to the first time that I catch one because I would love to have a mounted bobcat. I think that'd be really cool.
That'd be cool. That would be cool. I've never seen a bobcat on my property. I've only seen on my camera. I've never seen any predator in person. Never hunting. Yeah. I've never seen a predator on the property. I have seen on my camera one fox and one coyote. That's all I've seen. Yeah. But I would still like to get some traps out there.
Yep.
Because, you never know. You really don't. Like, if there's one coyote, there's one fox, there's definitely going to be more around. That doesn't mean you can't put some traps out and end up catching some. So
you're going to catch some raccoons. I'll tell you that.
Part of me doesn't want to try to catch anything with bobcats or coyotes or anything because I'm not seeing them regularly. So I don't want to attract them to me. If that makes sense. I don't want to get out there and start putting different scents and stuff, and then they smell it, and then all of a sudden I've got like a pack of coyotes on the property. So I don't want that to happen either. I don't know if that would happen or not, but I've never trapped anything like that. So I do want to do that. I want to catch a predator. Like I think like watching Tom do it, Trapper Tom, dude, he's already caught 2 bobcats this year. He's already caught 2 bobcats, and he told me the other day. He said that he's going to the next one he catches, he's going to release. And I'm like, I've seen videos of that, and I'm never doing it. Never. I will not release. No, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it, dude.
Yeah, it's that's something. That's pretty cool. Josh was saying, we asked Josh about the rabbit hunting. He said, I hunt 2 to 3 times a week, kill 3 to 4 in 5 to 6 hours. Only hunt the farm one time. I only hunt a farm one time a year to allow numbers to stay steady. That's smart. That's really cool. So
Yeah.
sounds like you rotate and that works for you. That's great. Then Curtin and Danielle Perry said anyone shed hunting. Yeah, that time's it's that time of year. I've still up in northern Kentucky where I'm at. I'm still seeing all of our bucks, the bucks that I am seeing on cameras. They're still carrying both as of right now. So as soon as I start seeing them without one or missing one, or if I see a couple missing some, that's definitely going to be my trigger to start looking. That's for sure.
Yeah. I want to get out. One, I need to get to know my neighbors.
Yeah.
Specifically ahead of time in case I do kill a buck and I need to go over to their property to retrieve it. But I think in the next month or so, I am going to go over, introduce myself, and see if they have an issue with me maybe doing some shed hunting on their property. I mean, all they can do is say no.
Sure.
So, so because I kind of see it as like a double whammy, because I want to see, one, if I can find any sheds, but two, I know where those deer are coming from on the property, but I would like to know what it looks like where they're coming from on the property, if that makes sense. Like, where are they traveling through in order to get to where I'm at? And I swear there's bedding over there, but I don't know until I get over there, if that makes sense. So
yeah, sure. As long as you get permission, yeah, of course.
So Gary and Caleb is going to be at turkey camp.
Excellent.
Christopher Halstead said I have my baby boy due date April the 13th. Hopefully I don't miss turkey season. So
that is opening day, sir. So hopefully he comes a little early, maybe a little bit later, but it sounds like you're going to be busy.
Early congratulations, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Congratulations, buddy.
Let's see, let's scroll down here, see if I can get the rest of these comments. Micah Sever says we host 5 kids from Miranda Middle School each year on a turkey hunt. It's a ton of fun fixing to pick the school and get the kids lined up. We have a team of guys from Alabama that come in and call for the kids every year. We have about 2,300 acres for them to hunt, so plenty of birds and plenty of ground to spread them out. That's awesome, dude. Sounds like you all were doing a lot of good stuff. Fort Campbell does some stuff like that for soldiers quite often in the different units on Fort Campbell. And it does a lot of good just for not only the soldiers but their kids as well. A lot of times they'll offer hunts and you can take your kids and they can get that experience. So that's awesome, man. That's awesome. Facebook user, I don't know who this is. It says get a better camera. Tell me which camera to get. Please tell me. Tacticam is the only thing I know is I'm gonna go with, because Mike has had great success, it sounds like, with Tacticam.
Yeah, so far I've not had any issues with mine at all whatsoever. It's been sending me pictures the last couple of days of. I sent you guys a couple pictures today. There was one where a looked like a little spike buck and a dove was in the same picture. It was kind of neat.
And you've not changed batteries all season.
No, I've only done it once.
Dude, I would almost bet money that I've spent over $500 in batteries.
Oh my goodness!
I bet I'm very close. But if I'm the type of guy that I want it right then and now, and I know that lithium should last a very long time. But if I was not in a rush to do things and just took my time, I would have done what James Evans said, and that's why I love my solar panels. Sure, we got some solar panels and put those out. So I definitely will be doing that.
Yeah,
I'm going to get some.
It sounds like your cameras, though. If you were to get solar panels now it sounds like your cameras have some malfunctions going on.
There's something, dude. There's something wrong with it. There has to.
It sounds like something's wrong.
Facebook user says I'll never run out of cats. Southeast Missouri. Gary said I'm going to be going to Dalton Necht. I'm going to bring Dalton Necht with us as well because he's killing everything. Keep the bobcats down. They will kill too many turkeys. That's exactly right. Too many turkey eggs and turkeys. So trap and get rid of them, man.
Mark, I agree. I don't really want that problem up here in Northern Kentucky. Mark was actually coaching on the opposite end of the court of the same basketball facility. We were at a school, elementary school. He was coaching the team on one side, and I was coaching my team on the other. We split the gym on tonight, so Mark was on the other end of the floor.
Mark, I want to know how many technicals a year does Mike Collins get?
So luckily that we're really quickly. I'll just describe what we're doing. We coach in Little Pioneers. It's the Simon Kenton Pioneers, which is our local high school. They have a kids program where they run a very small, very simple basketball league for young kids, for kindergarten through third grade, I believe.
Okay.
And so Mark and I we're doing kindergarten, first grade kids, and we are the referees in our games. So we just kind of run around and try to officiate these little kids running around like crazy. So almost like it's a football. They're like running with it and stuff. So yeah, I don't get thrown out of those games.
Facebook user, just so y'all know, if it pops up right here, it says Facebook user. If you could just put a dash in your name. For some reason, when you watch through our group, it doesn't show your name. We're not for sure why it does that, but it does. Taking over 26 bobcats off his 84 acres since he's owned it, and he has 7 bobcat mounts. That's pretty cool.
Wow, that's awesome. See, the reason I want, and I know people are going to laugh about this, I'm probably not going to be surprised given I'm wearing a bunch of Kentucky gear, but I would love to have like a bobcat mount and like put some type of Kentucky basketball in the the mount somewhere, and just have that kind of like down in my sports room, because I think it'd be awesome. So that's kind of why I want one, just to kind of implement and put in my sports room downstairs and just have some type of UK.
That'd be pretty cool, especially as much as you love the cats, dude.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. WO, hey guys, I'm running late tonight. Better late than never, WO. It's good to have you here. Good thing, like John always says, you can go back and watch it all on our Facebook page. You can always go back. Let's see. I've also got a picture I got to pull up here in a second. I have Tacticam with solar panels, no issues. See, I'm gonna have to move to Tacticam, dude.
I think you are. Yeah, a lot of people are talking about in the comments Tacticam. I think a lot of people use them.
Josh Teeter just said, "Did you see the turkey pick?" Let me see if I can figure this out. It's going to take me a second. Let me see if I can get it.
Sure, Micah. While you're doing that, I'll kind of read some more comments. Micah says we like our Tacticams. I have pics last year of a beaver dam that ended up getting flooded. Took pics as the water went over it and it went back down, still working. Only one we have had totally stopped working, and due to the track brush pile. Oh, yeah, that's not good. Yeah. So, I mean, that might cause you some problems there, Micah, but it sounds like you've had some pretty good success with the Tacticams as well. They seem to be very popular, in my personal opinion. They're very affordable. So I really do think Tacticam is probably your way to go, Josh.
I think so. I think that's what I'm having to do.
Alan says someone has a bobcat with UK basketball, like a quail taking off. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. That's kind of what I wanted to do. I know some people have them to where they're kind of like going up almost, and a couple people have actually implemented like basketball goals in the mount to where it looks like the cat's getting ready to dunk the ball. So I don't know if I'd go that route, but just because I'd want to keep it somewhat natural looking. But I just think it'd be really fun.
Did I just see somebody say, "Where's John?"
He wasn't able to make it tonight, Gary. We got together with us late and was like, "Hey, can't make it on. Can you guys jump on?" We're like, "Yep, we'll be there." So hopefully John will be back next week.
Come on, Gary. We're not worried about John tonight, okay?
Josh said he needed some more time. He needed his own time to talk now.
Yeah, we actually get to speak tonight. I've talked a lot, and I wouldn't have got to say like a tenth of the things I've said tonight if John was here. He would have interrupted me at least 30 times, at least.
Yeah.
And for some reason, dude, I have an issue figuring out how to share things on this. I'm trying to show you guys a picture that Josh Teeter. Josh, I did see the picture, and it's of a bunch of turkeys. And, dude, there's this turkey. And, dude, there are so many beards on it. I would really like to show you guys, but I'm trying to figure it out here. I don't know what's going on. Gary said, well, y'all are doing a good job. We appreciate it, Gary.
Thanks,
We do.
Gary.
We appreciate it.
We are just the co-host taking over as temporary host today. Good stuff. Alan said, or James said, if I left Spartan's also another good camera. I've actually had a Spartan before. That one ended up being a little bit more expensive than Tacticams, so I ended up there was a plan that I was on, and I accidentally let the plan come up for renewal. And at renewal, they tried, instead of being like 22 a month, it ended up being like 44 a month, and I was like, yeah, I can't do that. So I ended up jumping off Spartan, but they're a terrific camera. I never had a problem with that camera either. It did a good job.
How much do you pay a month for Tacticam?
I think I'm paying like $13 a month.
Oh yeah, it's about the same.
But that's not bad. No, it's not bad.
I think I pay $10 a month for Moultrie, and I get 3 days of service a month. So yeah, so I'll take the Tacticam.
Right. Yeah, it's good stuff. You can get you one of those basic Tacticams for about $120. It's not too bad at all. Alan said his favorite mount is a bobcat climbing the wall at Amy Taxidermy Forum. I'll have to check those out, Alan. I don't think I've seen that specifically. Something else I'm excited for is I need to get out there and do a little bit of late season squirrel hunting too.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I need to. Here's the thing that makes me mad though. So during deer season, I seen deer all year. Usually, I'm seeing not turkeys, but squirrels all day, and then seeing deer too. But now I see deer all day and I see squirrels all day. So I need to go out and harvest some squirrels.
Yeah.
When does it wrap up?
I believe now squirrel season rolls until the end of February.
Does it?
Yep.
Yeah, I would like to have a little squirrel hunting tournament, and me, you, and John get together again and do some hunting. We ain't done that in a while.
Yeah.
I really would like to.
That'd be a lot of fun.
Turkey season coming up. So
yes, we do.
It'll be here soon. It'll be here
before we know it.
Right. Well, Mike, I think we can wrap it up for the night. We're just about we are at 9 o'clock. I'm not going to be like John. John here lately, I feel, before the new year, we was going like an hour and a half sometimes.
We get going, man.
But I'm like, man, I got to get to bed.
Yeah, I get it.
But fellas, thanks, everybody. Thanks for coming and watching tonight. Thanks for joining us. Really appreciate it. We'll be back next Tuesday, as always. So, guys, y'all have a good night. Mike, always, thanks for joining us, man.
Yeah, have a good one, buddy, and appreciate everyone watching and joining in the conversation. Love chatting with y'all. And if you're out trapping, if you're out hunting, send us some photos. We'll share them, and can't wait to see them.
Absolutely. Good luck, one more thing. Gary Kite said, "What happened to the beard?" One person mentioned that I looked like John, so it had to go because he's always been smarter than me, but I've always been more handsome than him, so I had to get rid of it. I couldn't let him catch up. So, all right, guys, we will see you next Tuesday. Y'all have a good week.
I see y'all.